This is Theodore from Alpha TV Greece. You may begin.
That's right. Hello.
Hi.
So it's a great feat, huh? What you did. It's an
Thank you.
achievement.
Thank you.
First woman to direct a superhero movie.
Yes.
With a woman starring.
Yeah.
How hard was that?
I mean,
you
it
had
was.
to persuade people. You had to.
No, I mean, it was a long conversation. I'd had it with them for 10 plus years. So it was less of a, persuade anybody. It was more something I always wanted to do that the timing finally matched up to be able to do it. And I think all of these movies are difficult. I actually felt like I had a pretty excellent experience. But yeah, I think it would be difficult, and the woman aspect of it didn't make it any more or less. I think it's like anybody making them, it's its own thing.
It's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Was it specific, the plot, how it evolved? Were there changes along the way? What I'm interested in is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Was she exactly as we saw her? In your mind?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there were. I love Wonder Woman, and I've always wanted to do her story as an origin story. When we settled in on this way of doing it and these details of doing it, you're trying to make that same Wonder Woman that you've always loved expand through that whole thing. So yes, I always was only aiming to do the grand singular, core Wonder Woman. Even though there are many wonderful versions of Wonder Woman people have done, I wanted to do the original, Wonder Woman. But then Gal Gadot brings such dimension and such a beautiful portrait to that Wonder Woman. So, it transcended my wildest hopes every day that she showed up on the screen and gave this great performance.
What about the Greekness of the film?
Yeah.
The mythological element?
Yeah.
How much do you believe? Because there are some variations of the myth that it may be true. There may be a tribe, female tribe from Crimea, from Russia, traveling down to where Asia Minor is right now, and settling there. And in your mind, how far from the truth is that? How deep a legend is that?
I don't know, because there are several of them. In fact, not just that one. There are several different myths about these, Amazon women and whether they existed. I mean, the coolest thing about this movie is part of the reason, and I've always said that I believe in superheroes, is because I believe in the thousands of year old tradition of telling stories through mythological characters. Characters that we are aspirational, that are universal, and that you all know, and therefore you tell a story about the life experience through this grand character. In a weird way, superheroes are what America created to sort of fill that exact same void that was what the Greek myth was about in the first place. It's almost a very similar line of storytelling. And so Wonder Woman being one of the only superheroes that blended those two things into one. And I loved that idea. I love treating them the same. So as if superheroes are simply born from those myths. And maybe they're true and maybe they're not, was something I delighted in, because really they are so of the same spirit.
Why do you think the matriarchy declined and disappeared and was displaced by the father figure, let's say, dominator in society? Why did that happen? Because ama, the prefix has to do with mother.
Yeah.
And that was the original society.
Yeah. Such a good question. I wish I knew. I really wish I knew. I know that it's been, cyclical throughout history, different status quo of who is the more powerful class and gender. And so, it's too bad, but it's an excellent point, because it has not always been that way. And so there's no reason that this is first progress. It might just be the return of something that always was in the past.
Thank you very much. Juliette,
Thank you.